Hi. Doing announcements from the backyard again. Luke's working on his sermon. Some things to keep in mind this week. We have several points of contact throughout the week that are, different. And it's okay for them to not feel as good, but hopefully they create some sense of community, some connection to the divine, and some connection to each other. So every day, Sunday through Thursday, I start the day out with morning prayers. And this is just something that I do anyway, and I'm really happy to open up Zoom and invite you into it. I'm just going to give you a little taste of what it involves. First, we do a morning prayer from this book. It's the Missio Dei Breviary. And then we kind of go into the kid stuff, which is really fun for me. We do a land acknowledgement that we are on coastal Salish land. We are on Snohomish land. You most likely are on Duwamish, or you could be watching us from anywhere, and you could be on other land. Hopefully you know whose land you're on. And then we learn a little something from the coastal Salish people. We have a bunch of flashcards that tell us a little bit about how they view animals, and we try to learn from them as we acknowledge that we're on their land. This is backwards, isn't it? I will read it forward, obviously. And then we also have a Mr. Rogers quote of the day, which will also be backwards in this video. But one from this week was, "Every human being has value." And we just share a quote from Mr. Rogers, as well as a poem from Mr. Rogers. This is a book that Katie bought for me, and we read a poem every day. We also learn something about a little feminist, feminists throughout history. Women who have done wonderful things. And I'm adding in this week a piece of Black history every day from one of these two books. And then we ask a question every day. This is Liv's question book, and we do this every day. So let's see here. Today's question is, what musical instrument do you play, or would you like to play? And it's just a chance to engage and learn about each other. And then we read one story from Desmond Tutu's Children of God storybook. It's a very simple retelling of stories from the Bible with a simple prayer at the end. And this is just how we start our day at 9, and you are most welcome to join anytime. The Zoom information is in the comments here, as well as an email and on the website. I'm trying to make it super available to you. So that's morning prayers, Sunday through Thursday at 9 on Zoom. And you can also call into Zoom and just listen. That is also a possibility for anybody. The instructions are available again in the emails, and hopefully if you're somebody who doesn't read email, you're getting that either printed out and delivered to you, or somebody's calling you with that information. So that's the mornings. Also at evenings, 5:30, I do evening prayers. I'm not really good just yet at actually being there at 5:30. With the sort of spaced out time that we're inhabiting, it's harder for me to remember, so we do as close as we can with that. On Tuesdays, your elders meet to pray for you. So if you have a prayer request, please share that with the elders. We do meet and check in on everybody and pray. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. we have Bible study through Zoom. Same thing. You can get all that information, or you can call in through the emails or on the website, or a multitude of places to connect with that. Also on our Facebook page, we have photos of help me, wow, thank you, and grieving. There's a chance to write down your prayers related to those things and pray together. And I will be writing down all of the grief ones to when we are regathered, put into our wall where we lament together, and those become our Ash Wednesday ashes at the end of the year. We will be tracking those even though we aren't together right now. I think that's almost everything. So we're coming up on Holy Week. It's going to be a memorable and different Holy Week. I'm meeting with some pastors to pray and brainstorm best ways to celebrate Holy Week in a hard season. Sorry for all the background noise right now in my neighborhood. Things are happening even on quarantine. Anyway, so So Holy Week will be different. Look for emails and phone calls about what that will look like. One thing that I would love for you to do for next week is go into your yard or a shared space and find some piece of vegetation. Should have grabbed something before I came. Something that you could wave and say your hosannas for Palm Sunday, which is next week. And if you can make a video of yourself, I'm seeing if I can find something. My yard doesn't have much, but if you can find a branch, a large piece of grass, a fern, something, and wave it in the air and say your hosannas and say it with whatever you feel, whatever hosanna resonates with you. If it is, what Leonard Cohen might call a cold and a broken hosanna, then it's okay. If it's an exuberant hosanna, whatever it is. Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. And you can email those to me or you can text those to me if you have my phone number. It is easier for me to do this stuff by text, so I would prefer a text, but email is just fine. My email address is pastor@welcometablecc.org. And of course, you can email me anything, prayer requests, questions, check-ins, anything, to pastor@welcometablecc.org. Also, every week we will have a word that we're reflecting on together and posting on the blog about. This week's word has been lifted. A new word will go out on Monday. So if the word lifted hits you in some way today, please go ahead and send me something that resonates with lifted for you. Next week's word will be Hosanna. So if something speaks Hosanna to you, send it to me and we'll put it on the blog, so we can be sharing how we're experiencing this world together. I think those are all of our announcements. Again, look for information about Holy Week coming out as we discern what to do. Things are happening quickly in our world right now, changing quickly in our world right now, and it doesn't seem quite appropriate to make plans for Easter and Holy Week just yet. But you will receive information about that. And I hope that in the midst of all this, you have a blessed week. I hope that, as our passage you'll see today, Jesus engages the glory of God that is beyond the powers of death, and Jesus is disturbed and weeps. He weeps. Both of those things can be contained in any given moment, any given week. So I hope your week is blessed, deeply blessed. Thank you.